This video is for the person who's about to spend their last bit of money on something that they know they don't need, that experience that you know you don't really want to go to but want to impress someone by it. Just keep watching the video. I'm about to save you. The consumer. I love the way I say the intros, right? Honestly, I don't know how it got this bad to the point where we put materialistic items above our own survival. I think people literally buy a designer bag before they think about what they're gonna eat the same day, which is it's crazy to me. See, because to be honest, we've always been good at consuming. From trading goods across land to holding ancient jewels within museums, we've always associated happiness and satisfaction with items of perceived value. The question isn't so much how did consuming start, but how did it get this bad to the point where we are right now? We consume endless content to the point where we become the content and try to buy the next designer piece, even if that means you're going to be broke and have nothing to eat but a pot noodle. Which I ain't gonna count, that doesn't sound too bad, but don't do that. Well, as the Industrial Revolution took the world by storm, a great shift in hierarchy also took the world by storm. Suddenly, it wasn't the products that was the most prized possession within these industries, but more so the workers. Skilled workers who are able to trade their time for money on repeat without second guessing it. This system was going well until owners of the business started to get insecure and think, I'm paying worker. Worker can have bigger dreams and aspirations than the business. Worker can get so much money to the point where he can pursue those dreams and aspirations and leave my business, meaning that I have no more worker. And as we just stated, the worker is the most important part. The solution? Advertisements became a very crucial part within consumerism, as people realized that you can get someone to buy something because they need it. But what makes you buy something because you think you need it or you don't even need it? Emotional triggering. Businesses made sure that these advertisements connotated to a happy life, connotated to happiness within yourself, your self-esteem, and being liked by others. As these advertisements started to get pushed out even more, so did the consumerism. Workers began to channel their energy into acquiring these goods rather than demanding systematic change. And that is truly the system that has been working up until this modern day. We're literally living in it right now. See, I want this video to be more so an awareness of consumerism. I want this video to be, you know, us really realizing how bad consumerism is and how we can fold for the tactics of it, and within that stay away from it. We must first start by understanding why consumerism works so well. Well, if I was to ask you what the first thing you'd do if you went to a nice restaurant, would it be to eat the food, or would it be to take a picture of the food and post it on your IG and lower the exposure and so on and so forth? This feeling to show off your life to others who may be less fortunate than you is one of the biggest catalysts for consumerism. That post of you holding a designer bag doesn't just say, oh, I've got a space to hold my belongings, but it also says that you're happy, you're secure in life, and you got a good career, all without saying a word. And in an age of depression and anxiety, battling with others to prove that you're happy and you're the most secure within your life is one of the most important things right now. What we don't take into account is this constant comparison and seeking for validation doesn't actually lead to happiness at all. We separate ourselves from people and build resentment through comparison. What happens when you can't afford to prove yourself through consumerism? Hate builds, and the pressure builds within your own identity because you've built this image that you're this type of person. But really and truly, when all the funds run out, what's going to happen? You will not only hate yourself, but hate the world. You start to look at people as a gain for your self-esteem and experiences as a means of boasting. Consumerism feels like freedom, and sure, the endless choices that you have makes you feel empowered, but when falling down that rabbit hole of consumerism, that never-ending cycle, what difference does it truly make? It begs the question if we're better off as humans without the ability to make a choice, without the ability to have a selection of choices and options. See, it is options that make you feel more free, options in dating, food, career, you name it. But it can also leave you feeling very dissatisfied when you're left to your own indecisive nature, as most of us are. See, an abundance in options doesn't always mean freedom. It can literally mean you just being stagnant and looking at all the options for years on end without actually making a move. It's like when you're scrolling on YouTube trying to find a video to watch while you eat and see a bunch of videos that you genuinely want to watch, but you know that you only have time for one video. Because you are heavily aware of the other videos that you are not going to watch because you chose this one video, it can A, leave you feeling very dissatisfied, and B, have you imagining the attractive features of the other videos, even though the video that you are watching has attractive features that satisfy you. I hope that makes sense. Side note, this is the reason why a lot of people cheat in modern relationships. So if you didn't learn anything about consumerism within this video, now you know why people cheat. So that's enough for you to like, subscribe, uncommon. Another effect of being aware of the other options could mean that that 20-minute session of you watching YouTube videos could turn into 2 hours really quickly of you just scrolling and consuming video after video after video after video. It's from this that we see that the root of consumerism doesn't come from fulfillment but emptiness. When Eve ate from the fruit in the garden, that idea stemmed from her feeling as if she would be missing out if she didn't consume it, even though she knew the consequences of her actions would be dire. She had a full garden around her, she was in paradise, she had fruits that she could eat, but just the thought of her missing out from consuming that one apple was enough for her to fold. She compared and thus indulged. It's here that I realized that it's not so much the consumerism that's the problem, but how grateful we are for the things that we have when we do consume. Noticing what we have right in front of us, the bed that you can sleep on, the education that you have access to, the water that you can go downstairs and just you know, turn the tap, not spin. We don't spin taps because that means it would mind me. It's here where I kind of have to backtrack on what I said earlier, and it kind of brings a moral question into our whole vicinity as human beings. And I say that because at the same time, we don't want to compare to make ourselves feel less than, but we also want to compare to feel more than. See, one component to us being grateful and knowing that we have the things we have and we're privileged is by also acknowledging that there's a lot of people out there that don't have what you have, and that making you feel good about yourself. Not good, but satisfied, I say. It's like when you was a kid at the dinner table complaining about what you're going to have to eat today, and then your parent reminds you that there's people in the world that literally have nothing to eat at all. In that moment, you shut up and you have nothing to say because you're like, damn, like, I'm actually privileged. I actually have food on the table. You know what? That's something to be happy about. And suddenly I don't need to consume more than I should. That comparison to what you have and others don't have is what makes you feel like your life is such a privilege, and what makes you feel satisfied and not so compelled to consume. The problem is that the focus right now isn't on being grateful, it's on materialism and consuming, and that's been the main focus for generations to come. To be grateful is to really not know what you're missing out on, but within, you know, this age of social media, it's a lot harder to not know what you're missing out on when people are posting cars that they rented, clothes that have designer stitches on them but may be fake, but your brain can't tell the difference. It's all images, it's all coded images that are within your mind that tell you a story, and within that you go and act on that behavior impulsively, not to, you know, feel empowered within yourself, to feel like you fit in within society, to feel like you have a place within society. The reason for that is because there's no escape on any realm of the spectrum. You could be a creator, an influencer that has that title to them, that rebellious title to them. So you watch that creator now and you consume them. You consume everything about them, down to the way they talk, the way they act, the way they behave, the people that they associate with, the clothes that they wear. And then you go and buy those clothes, you start acting like that person, and you lose yourself within that. You lose your identity and you lose just the person that you are. I've seen many studies confirming that, you know, the more you consume, the more you do lose sense of your persona. The less confident you are within yourself, the less self-esteem you have within yourself. And that's just because of hours on consuming. You don't spend time with yourself. You forget who you are. Everything that you've been doing up to this point hasn't been for you. It hasn't truly been for you, but to feel validated. We chase consumerism. We chase these items that we think are going to make us happy, but they don't. They only make us chase happiness again and again and again. Once you've gotten that first dose of happiness from whatever you purchased, that next purchase isn't gonna hit the same. So you keep buying, you keep buying, you keep buying. The main thing would just be to take a break from it all. Like, for real, just go outside, just escape your phone. For me, my honest turning point with consumerism was just when I went back to Cape Verde, Africa, and I just spent some time there without even data on my phone. So I couldn't be scrolling, I couldn't be listening to music. I was out there in the wilderness, because it's a third world country. So I was out there in the wilderness. I had to travel to get water, my nigga, like, oh my gosh. But that's real, like, me going there, experiencing those things, you know, them being grateful for even rain. How could they be grateful for a designer bag if they're waiting for rain, bro? Like, you tell me that now and I'll give you money. Really understand you're in a privileged situation right now. You don't need to go and buy that thing that you think you need to buy. You don't need to go and, you know, indulge in an activity just because you want people to think that you're living a lifestyle that you're not. If you're depressed, be true to that emotion. If you're upset, be true to that emotion. The consumerism is not going to fix that. Your emotions are still going to be there once you've brought the item that you're planning on buying to fake your emotion. There's been Men's TV, bringing you back 900 thoughts from the dome to your phone. This has been Consumerism, the paradox of consumerism. I'm out.